Hi Virgo, welcome to your eclipse reading. So let's see what's coming up for you this eclipse season. So we're starting out with the partial solar eclipse that's happening on the 25th. And this will be roughly around 2 degrees of Scorpio, conjunct the goddess Venus, the planet Venus, goddess Venus. So let's see. For you, this is impacting you through a sextile aspect, which is kind of a mild impact, I would say. Of course, it depends if you have planets in Scorpio or you have points there that are being triggered. That's a different story. But I do feel like this eclipse is coming to you with an offer through this sextile aspect. So it could be some sort of an opportunity or an offer that's coming to you through this that you might need to consider, to think about, to discern whether or not this is something you want to take on. Because usually sextiles come up with some opportunity or some message or something is presented to you that it's up to you whether or not you want to engage with that specific thing, okay? So because we have Venus here involved in this eclipse, it's going to be conjunct the Sun, and these Venusian themes are going to show up this eclipse season with the other eclipse as well. So, in your sister sign Taurus, there is things associated with Venus like values, relationships, beauty, creativity, the relationship we have with ourselves, which is through the Taurus archetype, the relationship we have with the things in our lives, that's also Venusian. Venus's archetype is also of a harmonizer, so how we find balance and harmony within our lives, especially for a Virgo, that seems to be of importance to have peace, harmony, to be on the same page with other people, to help others, which is also a very Venusian type of an energy. So a lot of these themes could show up during this eclipse, okay? Some of you, there could be an opportunity for a relationship, okay? Or you might get an invitation, let's say, during this time. Some sort of a proposal, whatever that is for you. So let's see what the tarot has for you. What major themes are showing up for Virgo, please? You've got the 4th house, roots. Something in regards to your family, your place of origin, where you are uprooted, what kind of energy you're rooted into. The 4th house is also where you find your peace and your rest, okay? Family situations could show up. Certain information possibly could come up in regards to your origins, okay, your ancestry. So let's see what else for you. You've got Scorpio. Could be some sort of a change happening in your 4th house, especially if you have these eclipses in your 4th house. You can check your chart and see. Perhaps the relationship you have with family, with loved ones, is changing in some way during this eclipse. Transformation in regards to the things you've inherited, okay? Because we all have that baggage that we get from our family, bless them, as lovely as they may be, they do tend to kind of influence us in some way, for some worse than for others. So there could be some kind of a transformation in regards to stuff, patterns, traumas that may come from that familial line of where you come from. So let's see what else. We've got the water element, sensing. It's interesting, they're all water elements. The fourth house, Scorpio. So there's something happening here with your emotions, Virgo. I mean, you know, you are an earth sign, so you're very much reliant on water, as, you know, earth needs water to grow things and to do things, to make mud and, you know, whatever. But it's kind of interesting that it's all water element here. So it does seem like something is changing for you here in regards to perhaps how you respond to the things that are going on around you, or how you emotionally take stock of the things you've been going through so far. I do feel like the change is happening on an emotional level for you, particularly Virgo. And it does surround your ancestry, your roots, your family, your home situation. Something is changing there, and it's somehow influencing your emotions, how you perceive subtly, you know, that emotional nature, that water. It's interesting, this is very, very deep water. The fourth house in Scorpio, I feel like there's some depth here. For some of you, you are exploring the depths of your emotions, okay, which is very much the fourth house is about our innermost deep and tender place. Okay, so there's something happening there. There's some major transformation with your emotions. And again, perhaps the things that you've inherited from your family, your lineage, that are coming up to the surface now from the depths, you know. All these elements, all these cards, they talk about something quite deep here. The roots are very deep. Scorpio is a very deep sign, you know, very deep water. It's interesting. I never noticed in this card. There's Anubis here performing a ritual on a dead pharaoh here. These cards are full of symbolism that I notice more as I use them. I think that's Anubis. Yes, it's the god Anubis. Again, the idea of the underworld shows up here, the underbelly of something. So for some of you, you might try to go beyond the surface level of things. There's also the idea of preparation, because I saw the god Anubis. He prepares the dead, okay? He also takes stock of their deeds as well. If I remember right, the mythology there. So it's like you're trying to go a little bit deeper. You're trying to preparation, going deeper, something like that comes up here very strongly for you. Okay, so let's see what the tarot has for you, so it can complement the story here to see what else is coming up in regards to these energies. One second. Virgo, I'm trying to put my wires here in order. So what else for Virgo, please? Oh, Venus. Sorry, Virgo. What was I thinking? I was thinking about Venus because I was thinking about a relationship. Mm. Something that came up to me here when I was looking at this Hermit and the Nine of Swords. I feel like you may be feeling a little bit paranoid about something here, but I'm not quite sure what it is. It's somehow tied up to this fourth house situation. Um, some of you might be quite isolated from your family of origin because the Hermit and the Nine of Swords, these are very isolated types of energies. For some of you, you are somehow severed from your family, and you could be feeling this severance during this time. You know, that's for some, not for everybody. But also, there's I'm getting this vibe of feeling a little bit paranoid about something, and I'm not sure what it is. I'll have to clarify that. Maybe it will come to me. Something about being isolated, an outsider. Being the black sheep of the family is what I got. So, if you are the black sheep of the family, that tends to come up during this eclipse, where perhaps you're thinking about it or you're worried about it, or perhaps there is some sort of guilt or shame associated with something and related to your family. Now, if you're not the black sheep of the family here, it could be that you're somewhat severed from your family because you feel, I don't know, embarrassed because of where you come from. Okay, I know that sounds very strange, but there's something happening here where there is an isolation from your family. Either you feel like you're an outsider, or there's some kind of a separation from family here, or especially with this Hermit card, I do feel like you're quite unusual, when it comes to where you come from. It's like you're quite unique to the place you come from, or you're unique into your family. You somehow stand out in your family. That's the best way to put it. I don't know what that means for you, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, it's up to you to decide, but it just sort of feel like you stand out somehow, or you stand apart from where you come from. For some of you, you might try to get back in touch with your family of origin, especially if this severance has happened some time ago. There's a sense of you kind of feeling lonely, or feeling like you may need to get in touch with them or something like that, but I don't know, I don't see you doing that though. There is this sense of you feeling separated from where you're from, or you stand out in some way. Okay, now there's another thing going on here for you. Now it could be somewhat related to this family situation, because usually our familiar traumas tend to be played out in relationships. But there is some kind of a relationship playing out here for you where there's either some third party situation here with this Three of Swords, or for some of you, you made the wrong choice. Okay. Because it's tied up to this Scorpio situation, I do feel like this connection, or this, relationship, whatever this painful, tragic thing that's happening for you here, it does serve you in a way that is helping you transform the way you do relationships. And I do feel like there is some kind of a tie here with this fourth house. Perhaps you carry some sort of a pattern from your family where you make the wrong choices, you pick the wrong people. Now, for some of you that are in a relationship, there is a separation happening here, because there's just no harmony in this connection from what I'm seeing. I do see you being single here from a specific person. That's happening during this eclipse. I mean, you could be having this eclipses happening in your relationship houses. And it does come with some challenges. But there's a lot of challenges and pain here for you, Virgo, that is being brought to the surface during this eclipse through this watery energy here. There's some kind of a painful breakup, some kind of a painful betrayal that's happening here that is actually serving you as a catalyst for transformation, for dealing with your emotions, to look at the roots, the root cause of something. And I feel like for some of you Virgos out there, the root cause of your problem is isolation or avoidance. Okay, you could be the type of person that is avoidant in general of either other people or in relationships. You could be the avoidant ones that kind of keeps their distance a lot of the times. But take that if it resonates. There is some kind of a root cause here to something. Okay, guilt, shame, feeling like an outsider, feeling like you make the wrong choices when it comes to people. You kind of bring drama into your life unnecessarily so. Okay, because you do have this Five of Wands here with the water element. There's like unnecessary emotional drama that's being brought up into your life. Whether you do this consciously or unconsciously, I mean, it would make more sense that it's unconscious, because with the Scorpio card here, it does seem like there is a need for profound change and transformation in the way you do relationships and in the choices you make, because you are getting to the root cause of something here. And it does have something to do with something deep. Okay, some kind of an emotional trauma, some kind of an emotional response. Perhaps it's abandonment, perhaps it's avoidance, especially if you've been singled out of your family for being different, or you stand out in some way. You may have a tendency to pick people that treat you the same way, like you're an outsider in that relationship. You're like, there's like this wall between you and the other person. Okay, you may find people that treat you like that, like there is a wall between you and them. Okay, there's definitely a lot of emotional turmoil that's happening here for you with the water element and the Five of Wands. But I do like that this Justice is here. And again, the idea of choices comes up twice here. You do have Justice is not mutable, but it's dual in nature. Okay, and Hermit is you, Virgo. That is your card. Some of you, you're gaining wisdom here. You're gaining knowledge about choices. You're gaining knowledge about yourself. You're gaining knowledge about some root cause of something. Because you stand out, because you have something different, you see things differently. And it's almost like the beginning of you going deeper, of understanding what is happening, the dynamics you bring into your life. Okay? The Lovers and Justice both talk about choices, making the right choices, making the right decisions. And, for some of you, you're changing the way you're deciding things. You probably are not going to try to invite drama into your life, especially the types of people or relationships that create a lot of emotional turmoil is what I'm getting. That make you feel bad about yourself, really. I don't know what kind of situations you find yourself in, but that's changing, okay? I feel like there is some kind of a last straw here happening with this Three of Swords for you during this time. And it's like it's finally going to click into place, and you're going to realize that this is what I've been doing all this time. I keep picking the wrong people. You know, let's say if this is a connection, for example. But if it's not a specific relationship, there's a lot of painful situations that you keep encountering in your life, and you may encounter another one during this eclipse. A lot of challenges here, a lot of drama. And with this Justice card being here, you're going to try to make sense of it from a very rational type of way, which is a very Virgo way of doing things. But you're also invited with all this water energy to go deeper, okay? To go beyond intellectualizing how you feel, okay? Because the Nine of Swords has a tendency of intellectualizing what's going on. And that's a place of fear. Okay, the mind creates fears, you know, irrational types of fears, because you're not actually going deeper to see what's going on, and that's shifting for you during this time. I feel like you know, you're somewhat not forced, but you're probably in a situation where you're forced to look at the deeper meaning of things. You know, one way to start is to actually do make the right choices, you know, balanced and fair choices on a mental level, but then to actually go deeper and see where's the root cause of all this. You know, why is it happening? Why does it keep happening to me? There's transformation happening for you here, okay? If it's not a relationship, it could have something to do with your family situation, you know, some root cause of something, whatever drama is going on here. I do like that you have some powerful major arcanas here that are standing out to kind of put you on the right path, especially the Hermit and Justice. These are cards that usually put people on the right path, the path of, I don't want to say righteousness because that's kind of a dirty word for me. Sorry, I have trauma with that. It's the path of, let's call it the enlightened person. Okay, it's the path of the enlightened person. That's showing up for you here as well. Okay, I do feel like in some way you do have a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom and a lot of things you might have learned over time, but now is the time to apply that, okay, to make it your path, okay, to make your path the path of the enlightened person, okay. So yeah, major changes for you as well. I mean, all the signs are going through some kind of major change, you know, just the nature of Scorpio, I guess. But yeah, yours is pretty profound as well. But just keep in mind that there's some sort of a challenge or some sort of drama coming up for you during this time. It's going to be unpleasant and painful, but you're going to emerge out of this being wiser, okay, with the Justice card. You're going to be wiser. You're going to walk the path of the enlightened person from now on. That's what I would say. So that was your reading, Virgo. I wish you the best, and I'll see you soon. Bye.